Hello lovely Flosstubers, it's George here at Stitch Crafts with George. I bet you're in complete shock to see me on here. I'm sorry it's been such a long time. I had a look and I think it's actually been about 7 months since I last did a video, which is absolutely terrible. I'm so sorry. If you're new here, then welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, then thank you so much for sticking with me, especially when I've been gone for so long. I don't really have a good excuse, if I'm quite honest with you. I think just like a lot of people during these very weird times, I just struggled in motivation and you know, just feeling a bit strange about things and not really sort of like, I feel like when you do a video, your mood comes across on the camera. And as I was feeling a bit low, which, you know, no specific reason, just generally things that have been going on, I just didn't want that to come across because I want this to be a very happy place. So as I'm feeling a lot more happier these days, I just thought that I would start my channel up again, and I hope that you know, you'll all enjoy what I've got to say and show you. I have been stitching on and off during the last 7 months. I did a lot of stitching over Christmas. I had a few periods of time where I wasn't really as into it as I sometimes am, for various reasons, but I suppose we all go through phases like that, don't we, with stitching or any hobby really. But at the moment I'm really enjoying it again, so I thought perfect time to start this up again. I've got a few things to show you. But before I go into that, I'll just let you know a few things that have been going on. So the main thing for me is that I was feeling quite poorly over the last, well, I don't know, best part of a year really, I suppose. And I went for various tests and things at the hospital and the doctors, and eventually I found out that I'm type 2 diabetic. So that's one of the biggest things that's been going on for me. And I also have high blood pressure. So it kind of is good to get a diagnosis, because I was starting to think, am I just imagining feeling like this? Or so yeah, that's a big thing for me. I'm on tablets for my blood pressure, and I'm sort of newly diagnosed really for diabetes, so I'm trying to still get my head around that. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy to control, you know, well, completely change really your lifestyle. I do count my blessings in a way that I'm not type 1 diabetic, because I completely understand that that is must be very difficult to live with. And type 2 diabetes, I feel like if you can lose some weight and get control of what you're eating and just be healthier, more exercise, then you can hopefully, if nothing else is the cause of it, then you can hopefully get it under control a bit more. So if any of you watching this actually are diabetic and you have any tips for me, that would be amazing. I don't know, it's just hard trying to fit it in really around the family, because they don't necessarily want to be eating what I now want to be eating, if you see what I mean. But we swap things out, so we're a lot more healthier than we were. So anyway, yes, that's the main thing that I've been sort of dealing with. But Zoe's really well, my daughter. For those of you that have watched before, you'll have seen Zoe pop on a couple of times into my videos. She's doing really well, and she'll be going to senior school in September, so that's a big change for her. And yeah, otherwise we're all doing pretty well, to be honest with you. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing okay, and you know, that you're keeping well in these times. Things are just constantly changing, aren't they? We're still with COVID, and we look like we're set in England to have a complete release of any sort of like rules as such in a couple of weeks' time, July the 19th, I think, the way it's looking anyway. Quite what that means yet, I don't know. I guess you'll be able to go into people's houses without thinking and things like that, about how many of you there are. But as for things like masks and stuff like that, I have no idea at the moment. I think we're very lucky because most of us are vaccinated now. I've had my 2 vaccines, and so is my husband. Most of my family have at least had 1. So we're very lucky when you look at how, you know, some countries are still having to deal with such horrific situations, I just feel like we're very lucky. So, you know, I just find it really difficult to watch the news sometimes, so I don't always watch it, which is really maybe a bit lame of me, but I just can't deal with seeing it all. It's just awful, especially in India. I send my love to all of them. But yeah, and if any of you watching have had or are going through difficult times, then I send my love to you too. I feel lucky that I've got cross stitch because there's something to focus on, and you know, it's just, you can do this or any craft really, I think, and just zone out. You're concentrating on that, and it's just so good for your mental health, I think. So I feel really lucky that I've got this hobby. So let's get into cross stitch. What I've got is I've got one thing actually finished to show you. Very stupidly, I had done a few lovely cross stitches over Christmas, and they are in the loft. Don't ask me why I thought that was a good idea at the time. I thought, oh, well, I'm only going to get them out at Christmas so they can go over the Christmas decks. Yeah, so that's not very helpful, so I apologise about that. To be honest with you, I haven't had many big finishes in the last 7 months because I've been stitching so many cards. I can't tell you how many cards I've stitched in the last 7 months, or last year, because it's just come around that I've been doing cards. Pretty much every card that I would send, I've been stitching them for a whole year. So that's a lot of cards. And what I've done is, I don't obviously have video footage of all of my cards, but I have got photos. So I have done a little montage to show you some of the cards that I've done, which is a couple of minutes long. So if you don't want to be bored to death by cards, then you can skip past that bit. It's about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes long, and I will show you that now. So I hope you liked my cards, or some of them. Let me know if you liked any of them, which one was your favourite. It'd be hard for me to pick, actually. I enjoyed stitching them all. Yeah, I don't know which one I would pick, to be fair. I really liked the stripy cat, the rainbow cat. That was one of my favourite ones to stitch. That was really cheerful. Yeah, so I've enjoyed doing those. I think I'm going to keep it going. but I don't know if I can quite do as many as I want to. For example, this month I think there's 7 that I would need to stitch, and next month even more than that, and I just don't know if I can fit it all in, because obviously I work full-time as well. I'm still working from home at the moment, but regardless of where I am, whether I'm in the office or at home, I work full-time, so I don't really have the man hours to put into it, if you see what I mean. Yeah, come September I will be going into the office 2 days a week, and then I'll be working at home for 3 days, so I feel like that's a really nice balance. So I'm quite lucky that we're going to be able to do that, because I know some people have been told to go back full-time into the office, so it should be quite a nice balance, I think. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my one finish that I do have. I hadn't sort of bought any geeky stitching cross stitches for a while, actually, just purely because I haven't been spending the money on cross stitch for some time, just because I've been trying to be careful with the pennies, and you know what it's like. I was like, oh, honestly though, there's a million things I could have purchased, if I'm quite honest with you, but I've been very, very good. And but I did recently buy this one that I'm going to show you. I bought it to stitch for my daughter, because for my Zoe, because she's absolutely obsessed with frogs, and she's also obsessed with toadstools and flowers. I think they call it cottagecore or something like that. She's very much into that. So I bought this one to stitch for her. So this is one that I recently did. I think it's just absolutely so cute. I did actually mess it up a little bit down here. You wouldn't know, would you? Well, I can't tell anyway, hopefully. Well, Zoe couldn't tell, so it's fine. Yes, I really enjoyed stitching that one. And I have actually just purchased, well, not just, but a little while ago, purchased this kit from Jess at the Geeky Stitching Company. It's this middle one, Be Kind, which is so adorable. Let me show you the fabric for it. It's absolutely to die for. I believe, there we go. How gorgeous is that? I love it. Is it Claire Brown cross stitch? Jess has got this fabric from, pretty sure. I just love it. I can't wait to stitch this one up. That's going to be my next one. I've still got loads of geeky stitching kits that I've purchased previously, and I have just sorted them all through. I've got them in order of like seasons, because I've got some that are more sort of suitable for summer, so I'll be stitching those now. I've got loads of Christmas ones still. I don't know if you remember previously I had these geeky stitching Christmas boxes, and they come with, well, there are 12 days of Advent, and you get 6 gifts like scissors, needle minder, that sort of thing, and then 6 little kits with hoops, just sort of like about that big, that you could put on your tree. So I've still got quite a few of those, so I've got 2 years worth of those, which I've probably done about half of each. Yeah, and then I've got some autumny ones. I don't think I've got any Halloween ones left, so I've done quite a lot of Jess's designs of Halloween. Yeah, so I've been searching sort of like through all of those and sorting them out, so I've got quite a few that I can crack on with. But I mean, Jess, if you haven't actually checked out the Geeky Stitching Company, then you really need to go and have a look. I'll pop her website down below for you. She does the cutest cross stitch, and they're not sort of like huge projects, which is what I like, to be honest with you, because I do have some quite big projects on the go, but I don't always want a big huge project to do. I like something that's done, you know, that I could stitch in a week or something like that. And the colours she uses are always really bright and vibrant and fun, and the designs are always super cute, and a lot of kawaii sort of designs, and I love kawaiis. It's perfect for me. Yeah, so go and check her out. So that is that. The main other thing that I'm stitching on at the moment, well, 2 things actually, is I'm doing 2 stitch alongs. The first one, you may not be surprised to hear about if you've seen my videos before, is a Little Dove Designs stitch along. I've done, I think I've only actually done 1 stitch along of Faye's at the moment, which was the High Street stitch along, and it was like little shop I don't know if you can remember that one, but at the moment she's doing a Yellow Brick Road stitch along, which obviously is based on Wizard of Oz, and that is one of my all-time favourite films from when I was a little girl. So I just knew I was going to stitch that, and Zoe and my husband Jez, they actually bought me the stitch along, the whole shebang, like all the material, the threads and the charts, which obviously are emailed over once a month. They bought that for me for Mother's Day back in March, so that was really lovely. And here it is up to date. So that was, hang on, that was part 1. So we've got Glinda, the Good Fairy, and the Good Witch, and is she fairy or witch? I don't know. There's Glinda and Dorothy, and there's Toto in the basket. And then you've got the rainbow and the bluebird. So that was part 1, which I absolutely loved to stitch. Now the thing that's missing here, there's got to be a little wand stick there. But it's quite a long one, and I'm probably going to have to do some of those little, is it couch stitches you call it or something, where you have to secure it in place. But I don't want to do it until I've finished, because I use a Q snap and I'm worried where I'm folding up the material it's just going to get a bit like wonky or something. So part 2 was the Scarecrow, and I really loved stitching this one because I think these sunflowers are just gorgeous, and obviously this cute little picket fence and the blackbirds, so I loved that one. Part 3 is what I'm stitching at the moment, so I haven't fully finished that part yet, but I will show you. And it's the Tin Man this time. So I've only really done this in the last couple of days, to be honest with you, although I have had this part since the 10th of last month. Oh no, 10th of, yeah, we're in July now. The 10th of June that part came out. So I think what I've got to do is there's a tree going over there and a little oil can, I think. So not too much more to go on that. Then there's 3 more parts. This is it in its, what it looks like overall, because basically you've got the outline of the grid. You got that first, and it's the first time ever that I actually did it to start out with, just to make my life easier in the long run, which I'm really glad I did it now, because it's nice to just pick it up and just purely do the design in each square. So yeah, that's going really well. I'm loving stitching that. And the next part, so part 4, will be out, what are we today, the 4th, so in 6 days time. I may well have finished part 3 by then, but I don't think I'll be going on to that straight away, because I've got, like I say, I've got a lot of cards to stitch now this month. I may have to sit down and work out some that maybe I don't stitch them all, because you don't want to upset anyone, do you? Because you don't want them to think, oh, they didn't stitch my card. But it's just impossible sometimes to do it all. So that's that stitch along. So that's Little Dove Designs. Again, I'll pop her website down below. She does some amazing designs. I just love them. I've done loads of her designs now. In fact, before I show you my other stitch along, I'm going to show you, I don't think I've shown you this chart that I purchased quite a long time ago now. She's done a stitch for all seasons, and then she's done like a spring, summer, autumn, winter, obviously, and I just bought the summer one, and this is the design for the summer one. I absolutely love this. I mean, I love anything seaside-ish anyway, but this picture in the middle reminds me of one of our holidays to Mallorca, where we were sat outside eating, and I just thought, oh, that's such a nice memory, I have to stitch this one. So I've bought the PDF design, but I do have some fabric, but I want to get, I think I want to get like a pale blue colour fabric, so I need to buy that, and I haven't got all the threads, and some of them I can't really match up from my stash of threads that I have in stock, so I will have to, you know, I don't know, when I'm ready to do it I will have to buy the missing threads and a bit of material, so, but other than that I'm ready to go on that one. This is another Little Dove Designs chart that I have ready to go, that I really want to do. Adjust your sails. I've seen a lot of people stitching this one, so I just love it. Obviously I live by the seaside, so, and we I live near Portland, and we actually have a stripy lighthouse like that, so it's very apt. So that's another one that I want to get going. Oh, it's just terrible, isn't it? There's just so many cross-stitch charts, not enough time. But yeah, eventually I'll get around to it. I keep thinking, oh, you know, I've got all these charts and I've saved loads from magazines as well, and I think, God, if I was to actually stitch those, it'd probably take me, well, 2 lifetimes or something. But never mind, it's all good, it's all good. Right, and so another stitch along that I am doing is with the lovely Sian from Craftivating Creations. If you don't follow her on here and watch her Flosstube videos, you really need to. She's so lovely, she's really sweet, and she loves Bothy threads, and she loves the Wrendale designs, which I absolutely love. And recently Sian came up with the idea of doing a stitch along, but everybody just picks their own favourite Wrendale design that either they've already got or they could buy one in, and split the chart into 6, however you want to do it. So I actually got the chart and I got my ruler and I kind of roughly worked out 6 parts, similar-ish amount of stitching, and then over 6 months we're going to do 1 part a month, and that started on the 20th of June, and I have to say I really just cracked on with it and I finished that already. So this is the one that I chose to do, which is called New Beginnings, which is a super cute hedgehog. And purple is my favourite colour, so the flowers are perfect. I think it's so cute. It's lovely, and it's on the typical fabric that you always get your Wrendale, well, usually get your Wrendales on, which is the spotted fabric, which I love. So I will show you part 1 done. I really enjoyed stitching this. Didn't actually take too long, to be fair. Did it in less than a week. This is part 1 done. So I wanted to start with the hedgehog's face because I just thought it was super cute, and near to the middle as well, because I always like to start in the middle if I can. Because I've just got this fear that I'm going to run out of fabric and I've measured it out wrong where to start. So, but yeah, I was happy to start him. He does need a few bits of backstitch. There's not a massive amount of backstitch in this one, but if you can see here, there's some like little bits coming out for that effect and little whiskers there. So I will need to do that at some point. I might save that till the end, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I love it. And I think it's a really good idea of Sian's actually, because, you know, the thought of doing a chart sometimes or a design is a bit, you think, oh, it's going to take me ages, you know. But I think splitting it out into 6 parts was a really genius idea, because in your head you'll just think, oh, well, I've only got to stitch that bit, you know, so it doesn't seem so daunting. So I did think once I've done that one, I might try and do that with some of my designs, even ones that I'm currently working on that I seem to have had forever. I might actually just split them up into 6 and just work on that part each month, and then I know in the next 6 months I'll actually have finished it. So thanks, Sian, for that idea. And thanks for doing the stitch alongs. I'm thoroughly enjoying taking part and seeing everybody else what they're stitching, and you know, it's really enjoyable. And Sian is going to be sharing some of what everybody's doing in her videos as well, in her Flosstube videos. So that's really nice. The other, oh, I didn't show you these actually. How could I forget? Going back to the Yellow Brick Road sale, my sister's actually doing it as well. She does a little bit of cross stitch here and there. She's not quite as into it as I am, or obsessed as I am, should I say. But I made us some needle minders to go along with it. So I went on Etsy and I found some really cute Wizard of Oz designs, little capuchins or whatever you call them, you know, the little sort of like resin figures and things. So we've got 3 each. So this is one of mine. It's Dorothy with Toto. So I used that one, particularly when I stitched part 1 with Dorothy in. I've also got the Scarecrow. They're so cute, aren't they? As you can see, I've just glued the little magnets on the back. I got a massive pack of magnets ages ago off Amazon for about £5. Honestly, there's about 80 magnets, so I've got loads of needle minders that I could make. And this one is the Wicked Witch of the West. So I haven't used that one yet. I reckon she's going to come up in another part. I'm thinking the next part will be the lion, and then there might be the Wicked Witch of the West in the next one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So other than that, I have one more thing that I'm going to be starting, which I'm going to show you a picture on my Kindle because I haven't printed it out. Well, I printed part of the chart, but I found lately that I like to work from my Kindle because I can enlarge it, because my eyesight is not the best. Even with my glasses on, I find it quite difficult to see some of the charts. They're quite small, aren't they? So I really love using my Kindle and just enlarging it. I know that's not brilliant because I can't mark it off, but if it's a colour chart, I find it fine. I don't really need to. So, oh, hopefully you can see that. It's a lemon gnome. Oh, I just love it. I think it's so cute. Because I really love gonks. So that's the female version, but there are also obviously the male ones with the beard. And I just love them. I think they're so cute. So the lady on Etsy where I purchased this PDF pattern from is called CuteBroidery. I'll pop her name below. Honestly, if you love gonks like me, you need to go on her page and have a look, because she has literally got a gonk or a lady gonk for every occasion and every season. Like there's Christmas ones, Halloween ones, summery ones, there's just loads, you know, different jobs. You need to go and check it out if you love gonks like me, because it's so cute. So I bought that PDF. It was on a sale actually at the time, so it worked out only a few pounds. And I already had the material. I had most of the colours, so I only needed to purchase a few DMC threads. So it was a really cheap project that I'm going to be doing. But I will definitely, I know, be doing more of those, because a little while ago I got Jez to put me up a little shelf in my lounge, so that, because I notice a lot of people in America do this. They have like areas where they swap out little patterns, little charts, little cushions that they've stitched and do a nice little display. And I really like that idea. At the moment I don't have so much smaller stuff that I could use, so I'm trying to do some smaller projects that I can do, like a summery display, or like for Valentine's Day do a really romantic display. Do you know what I mean? Then like a Christmas, do a Christmassy one and so forth. So I'm trying to sort of build up some bits and bobs like that. I've never actually done a cushion or anything, so I would like to have a go at doing that. I have to admit I'm not the best at sewing. Like cross stitch, absolutely fine. Sewing, no. I think I did show on here once, I made this owl, and oh my god, it was totally lopsided. One eye was up here, one eye was down there, and it honestly, it was not good. But yeah, I definitely need to work on my stitching, so I don't know if doing a pillow would be easy or not, because it would have to be by hand, because I don't have a sewing machine. I don't know, maybe one day I'll have a go at that. We shall see. So yeah, that's all that I've really got to show you for cross stitch at the minute. Sorry it's not too much. I do have still a massive pile of whips. Let me know if you want me to do another separate little quick video to show you all my whips that I've got on the go. I think it's about 12 or something like that. 10, 12 that I've got on the go. They're all downstairs. I just didn't feel like, I thought that this would be too long a video. I haven't done one in so long, and I noticed I keep going, so I do apologise. I think I've completely got out the habit of filming myself, and it almost feels like I'm starting again, so I do apologise if I keep going, yeah. So the last thing that I wanted to do before I go is I have been watching a few people over the last few months on Flosstube, and I really wanted to give them a shout out and tell you about them, so that, you know, if you haven't heard of them, you can go and check them out maybe, because honestly they are brilliant. And there are a few others that I watch I haven't got written down here, so I'll maybe shout them out another time. but I have probably previously shouted them out in other videos. I've been watching them a while. But obviously Sian at Craftivating Creations, who is doing the Bothy Thread stitch along, she's definitely one to go and watch. She does a lot of similar sort of things to me, I would say, in like the Bothy threads kind of styles. She does some really pretty stitching, and she's got her own craft room as well, so I'm very jealous of Sian that she's got a craft room, so I would love a craft room. And one thing actually we were talking about this morning was if we win the lottery, I'm getting a she shed for the garden. So I really need to win the lottery, basically. Yeah, there's not enough room in our house for a craft room, so, but never mind, you never know, do you? So yeah, definitely go and check Sian out. Also, similar to Sian is Beth Chadwick. She's, oh, she just cracks me up. She's so funny. She does lovely stitching. Similar sort of thing to Sian. She does like Bothy threads, caterpillar cross stitch. They've both been doing the trees, you know, like the Hello Petal, Hello Pumpkin type designs that I would love to do, but I haven't actually got around to doing those yet. Yeah, so Beth though, she's so funny. She's really entertaining, so you need to go and watch her. Again, I'll put all these names down below for you. Sarah at Fanstitchtic. Oh, I really struggled to say. Fanstitchtic. I will put it below for you. She's really lovely. I discovered her like in the last couple of months. These are all UK Flosstubers as well, because I love following people from all over the world, but I do find it really helpful watching UK Flosstubers, because I know that the projects they're stitching on I'm likely to be able to get hold of quite easily usually, so that's particularly why I like watching it. And often we've got you know, similar styles, I find, the ones that I'm drawn to. So yeah, Sarah at Fanstitchtic, she's lovely. She does lots of fabulous cross stitching. She loves doing llamas and all sorts of cool stuff, but she also is going to be starting her own stitch along in the coming months. I don't know when yet. She's doing a Netflix stitch along, and I love Netflix. So I'm pretty sure that I will be joining in on that one. I think she's just test stitching it at the moment, so I'll definitely be watching out for that one. And the last person, wow, I have shouted this person out before, but I'm so made up, because it's Tina from Fancy Lady Cross Stitchery. Tina is such a lovely lady. She mainly stitches like the fancy ladies, you know, like the Mirabilia and all that kind of thing. But she does do other things as well. She's just really lovely. And I have to say, because Tina, she hasn't, like myself, she hasn't done a video for quite a long time. She also does knitting, so she's been away doing more of that recently. But last year, when a lot of people were furloughed due to COVID, Tina was actually furloughed for a little while, and she did quite regular videos, like sometimes every day, like a little video of what she'd been doing. And honestly, I feel like that actually helped me get, like, I had something to look forward to most days, and I just couldn't wait to watch Tina's video, and it actually kept me going a little bit, so thanks Tina for that. But yeah, I just love seeing what she stitched. Some of the things she stitched are beautiful. Like I say, she's just such a lovely lady, so please do go and check her out if you don't already follow her. Yeah, so that is it for now, I think. There probably are a few other people that I watch regularly, which I'll try and shout out another time, because my plan is that I'm going to hopefully do one of these videos at least every 3 weeks. I know that I'm just not going to do it every week, because I don't feel like I have enough to show you to do it on a weekly basis. And you don't really want to just tune in every week and just listen to me ramble on about, I don't know, where I've been shopping for food or whatever, because there isn't a lot else going on, to be fair, at the moment. So yeah, so that's my plan. I'm going to, every 3 to 4 weeks I will do a new video, and then post it on here. And I may sometimes do a little extra video. Like I said, if you're interested in seeing a quick video of my whips, then let me know and I'll do that. But other than that, I'm just going to give you like monthly update, which I think will work best for me and hopefully be good for you too. So anyway, I'm going to go now. I've got a very dry throat because I'm just not used to talking this much anymore. Thank you ever so much for tuning in, as always, and watching me chat on and show you what I've got. And I just hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, bye.